The amount of brain power and talent on this stage is mind-blowing and intimidating. Okay, so the medal for spoken language is not often given, and among the list of diverse recipients were Bill Clinton, Edward R. Murrow, and Paul Robeson, among just a couple of handfuls. So we have an era-defining president, a pioneering radio broadcaster, and a linguist that was also a baritone. This category collects one-offs that defy the Academy's typical classifications, and Anna Deavere Smith belongs to this category of distinguished misfits. Her work is unique. As a playwright, Anna's scripts are verbatim accounts from the mouths of others, in her voice, in higher fidelity. Somehow the words are sharpened. As an actor, Anna doesn't perform her characters, she inhabits their language. As an activist, Anna doesn't need a megaphone, just a small spotlight and a stage. So from the theater to TV to film, Anna slips seamlessly in and out of mediums as she does characters, and she does thousands of them. And in assuming these characters fully and faithfully, or, quote, borrowing them for a moment, which she explains, Anna never disappears. You're always hyper-aware of her artistry. Anyone who has witnessed Anna on stage knows what I'm talking about. While she embodies characters in the most meticulous way, their mannerisms, their tics, their verbal idiosyncrasies, she also disembodies them. Voices somehow speak to one another. Her soliloquies merge into choruses, monologues become dialogues, individual anecdotes morph into shared narratives. So from seemingly disparate stories, Anna produces new knowledge and a verbal portrait of a poignant place and time. She redefines the stage as a place of compassion and cold, hard realism. The work is as beautiful as it is subversive. And there's also another Anna. Sometimes when I can't fall asleep and start channel surfing at 3 a.m., I discover Anna on a rerun of West Wing or Nurse Jackie with her unforgettable comic expressions. She has a truly elastic face, including her trademark range of smirks. So I know these jobs subsidize the cultural projects, but I really love that Anna embraces pop culture unapologetically, and she lives a life of this in-between. Anna, as a friend and a fan, I'm happy to present this award to you, and I will read from the citation. The plays of Anna Deavere Smith, written and performed in her groundbreaking documentary style, amplify real voices in the search for justice. Her Fires in the Mirror, nominated for the Pulitzer Prize for Drama, covers the aftermath of a riot in the Crown Heights neighborhood of Brooklyn in 1991. Twilight, Los Angeles, 1992, covers similar unrest following the acquittals in the Rodney King police brutality case. Writing both plays involved interviewing hundreds of residents that bore witness to and even participated in the unrest. Performing them involved transforming into nearly 40 of these residents through a series of monologues. In telling these stories, Smith explores how residents signal their identities, perceive people different from themselves, and how barriers between groups can be breached. Notes from the Field, her most recent play, explores issues of inequality, the criminal justice system, and contemporary activism. Both on stage and off, Smith demonstrates the power of the spoken word to gather meaning in the face of tragedy. And so, Anna, please come up.
Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. Well, first of all, they let you choose who you would like to have presented to you, and I told them how much I would love it if Elizabeth Diller could do it, and I didn't think she could. And she just came from a whirlwind couple of days, going from Paris to Dallas, back to here, and I'm surprised you didn't faint. Thank you so much, Liz. And thank you, Anthony, and the entire committee that selected me. Cody, and I feel like you, Philip. I feel like, Liz is right, I'm a misfit, and so it's always a privilege and a surprise when I'm awarded in these ways. Cody had written me an email to say, I hope you think this is good news, and of course I was joyful about that. But I had no idea that in coming here today, I would also come in contact again with some of the very seeds of my work, and one of those very important seeds is Adrienne Kennedy. Thank you, Hilton, for your incredible words about her, and Adam, I feel so very privileged to have been able to meet you today. Adrienne Kennedy's movie star in black and white, which I directed at Carnegie Mellon University in 1978, freed me and liberated me. I went to acting school, but not really just to study acting. I wanted to know about the relationship of language to identity. And in a movie star in black and white, a black girl's story and perhaps her neurosis or the pain that you talked about is spoken about on 3 movie sets. Now Voyager with Betty Davis speaking her words, Viva Zapata with Jean Peters speaking her words, and then finally A Place in the Sun with Shelley Winters and Montgomery Clift. For me, this was liberating to understand that persona and inner life are not the same. The other seed that I have come in contact with again today by surprise is Tanea Leon. She is one of the first people who I interviewed. My first play that was ever produced was about her, about a story that she told me, my play Piano, and it's in particular because of the rhythmic way that Tanea Leon speaks, not just as a musician, but as a talker. And lastly, I think probably the only person who really understands how much the relationship of music and language means to me is Julia Wolf. And for my play, House Arrest, she was hired with her husband, Michael Gordon, as a composer, and to have seen them in our rehearsals running down the hall as if they just raided a candy store with hundreds of my tapes that nobody ever wants to hear. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Tanea. And thank you, please thank your mother. This is a day of joy for me.